Showtime. Hello, is the voice audible? Yes. So, thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome to yet another session of Market Insights live session. Let me just check if there is any technical issue here. Okay. 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 So the voice is audible. Thank you very much. So there is a no. Okay. I suppose now it is audible. So let us begin. Our session for today is quite interesting one. Oh my. Okay. So today's session is going to be an interesting one because this is very simple, yet it is very important. Apart from that, we are also going to discuss a lot of things, a lot of news that has been uh, working the market in the last week. And in this week, the effects have been completely rolling the market over and over again. And all these news events have been very quick. Their effects have been very quick, apart from just the market anticipating some moves. Apart from those moves, there has been a lot of changes in the market structure. In a lot of commodities, there has been a change, and it has impacted a lot of currencies as well, especially talking about the dollar, right? So let us begin if this works. suppose. Is there any technical issue? So just let me know. If there is a technical issue, then I will have to close this window and then create a new webinar. So that is the problem currently. Okay. I suppose this is working very slow, but I guess that it would work fine. If at any point there is a difference, there is a lag, or there is any form of a trouble, just put it down in the comment chat box, okay, so that I know instantaneously that there is a trouble. Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. So, thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. I suppose voice not audible. Okay, now I've joined in from a different terminal, from a different browser. So, I suppose now there will be no troubles as such. The Chrome works like one really bad browser. No worries. We have got our people joining in. Thank you very much for joining in. So today's session is going to be completely about technical analysis. Apart from that, I would be covering a lot of fundamental factors that is working the markets. Okay, thank you. That is working the markets right now. So you might have heard about the European Union putting some restrictions on Russian oil, uh, and that has driven the market yesterday night. And what drive was that? It was just fundamentally mind blowing. So let me just share my screen and let's discuss what is happening currently in the market. So this is the chart for gold, and look at the momentum downwards. All of these are levels I suppose I've drawn already, and I've shared with you on the group all these levels. These are important levels for very obvious reasons. And yesterday's levels were all these 95, 93 always. If you're looking at this 1804. So it never went up. It broke down somewhere around at this point, 7:15. So at 7:15 there was some form of a news. If you knew it, I'll just show it to you. What news was it, and what has led to it? The contribution of such a downfall. The news was relating to the uh, it's not showing in this particular number. November 28th, 6th of December, right? So let's move on to, okay, let me share this tab. Okay. Now here we are. What was the news yesterday that has driven all the things upside down? So yesterday was Monday, and we have got this thing, ISM services PMI. Okay. So somewhere around 8:30, there was this particular number that has come up. So 8:30 we see this particular commodity. Where is 8:30? Is 7:30. Somewhere around at this point, 8:15, this has broken down, and then it has continued to go down after ISM services. This move particularly was in anticipation of a positive ISM PMI. Okay, this was in anticipation of a good number, and you know United States data has been surprising most of the traders for a long time now. Previously, it was the employment numbers, the non-farm payroll, and now this. So the second number almost it went down all the way down, and then later on there was even better news for the US dollar is that there was a Russian embargo, and now the price is moving a little bit up. And this has also been discussed recently. I just posted a number that there will be a lower increased volatility in coming in the near term. So this upside movement is actually anticipated, and that's what is happening currently. This is a 15-minute time frame. Okay. Apart from that, let's discuss about the major uh, point here. So here we are. Let's discuss this one. Let's change to broker. This one. Okay, this one. So look at this. This looks like Heikinashi we did in last time. This looks like as if it is Heikinashi chart, but it is not. This started at somewhere around 8, okay, in the night, and then it went off like a waterfall. And this was presumptuously determined by the European group's decision of putting a restriction on Russian oil, right? Price cap, or a price cap and a cap on the total quota of buying Russian oil and all that. So a lot of news, a lot of fundamental news, a lot of factors are there, and now they suppose so that it would help the cause of the particularly struggling countries. Okay, and the confrontation of Russia Ukraine, it would help with that. This is the basic mindset, and this is what has happened. The oil has went down to 76 from an outstanding 82. So this is just the overnight decision, and this is just the overnight impact. Somewhere around, I suppose, 10 or 11, I suppose I posted one update as well regarding this. So that is what has happened. Again, it is moving down. Okay, so this is the fundamental factor number one that is happening. Oil is decreasing, and talking about the dollar index, it has again pumped up from a low of 104 somewhere around. Look at the daily chart that would help us in a better way. So yesterday there was a move downwards, but yesterday there was a move upwards. Day before yesterday, it was completely declining because of the fundamental changes in the economic policy of the Federal Reserve of United States. But then yesterday there was a pump up. Okay, completely pump up because look at this lower wick. Okay, it is a big lower wick. That means throughout the day there has been movement downwards. Okay, people tried to short this. Okay, you look at the horizontal line that is along with the cursor. So this is the lower wick, and it is working. Okay, so the price did come down all the way here, but it recovered, and it recovered in such a fantastic fashion that it went all the way up and closed as a green day. The movement was somewhere around 0.77%. So okay, that's good. Uh, this is the scenario of USDX. So one side there is a pressure on oil, the other side the currencies are kind of moving up. Apart from that, if we are looking at this particular pair, we have seen a good movement today. Okay, we have seen a very good movement upside, almost 0.55% of Australian dollar that is coming up. Uh, the overall sentiment right here can be an uptrend is moving up, and Australian dollar is moving up in an uptrend. And there is only one trouble with me is that it is a little bit ambiguous. Why? Because it has made higher highs, but it has failed to make a higher high in this case. Okay, in this case, it has failed to make a higher high. I wanted to see it somewhere. Okay, let me just. I wanted to see it somewhere here. Okay, and then this one here. So that there is a higher high, clear higher high. However, there is a higher low. So that gives us some of an opportunity. We talk about a shorter term movement, what it would be. Okay, this horizontal line. So yeah, let's see this. So obviously it opened at the trend line only. Okay, today's day opened at the trend line, that is somewhere around 0.6692, and it went all the way up and it's currently trading at this price 6734. That's a good movement, and all of this is because of okay, good. So okay, can you see this calendar? I suppose everyone can see this calendar. Yeah. So why this? Because of the cash rate hike that has been done. Also, the overall movement has been quite good for Australian dollar. Australian dollar strength is quite strong right now, and the recent speech, if you see, of the RBA governor, Reserve Bank of Australia governor, you will notice some hawkish tone in his speech, in which he says that the inflation is bound to continue to go higher in Australia because of geopolitical reasons, because of a lot of reason connecting to import and export, because Australian economy is basically based on import and export kind of a thing, right? So Australian dollar is a net exporter of resources. So there has been difficulty, especially in the COVID times for Australia, and that has led to higher inflation. Also, the demand is not coming down. So his estimate, the RBO governor, his estimate somewhere around 8% of inflation till 2023, in the starting of 2023 or whenever it hits. And he is still very hawkish about this particular stance in order to bring the inflation down, to control it. So this is the overall scenario of the market right now. We have spent good in a very swiftly. We have checked it. Okay, can't see the charts. No worries. I will show the charts. Don't worry about it. Okay. Uh, First of all, we have done this completely. Okay. So whatever the fundamental news that one needs to focus on, or at least pay heed to, has been covered. And right now we are going to move on to our presentation today. Today's presentation also has some changes, so I hope you guys kind of like it or something like that. There has been change in the content wise. Content wise, I have changed some things. So let me know in the comment box if that change has led you to be more curious or not. Okay. And here we go. Okay. I suppose everyone can see the presentation right now. I hope so, because I can't minimize the screen and see it. Okay. Is it visible? Just put up a thumbs up on the chat box. Yes, on the chat box. Okay. So, yes, thank you very much. Let's begin today's session. Today's session is obviously related to scale. You might have already seen it in the uh, previously in the heading. So, scale and chart relation. What exactly is this? What is scale? Why is it important for us? Why, what are the different types of scale? And what is the overall understanding in changing our scale in order to change our perspective as well? Okay, so to change the perspective, we need to have some form of a perspective which the scale provides. Okay, so scale is very important along with the price chart. till this point in time, we have been doing a lot of content related to price chart, related to price action, technical analysis, and also some form of a fundamental news impact analysis. Okay, so we have been quite good at it, but currently what we need to focus is how to expand this perspective, how to expand this horizon, right, which we have got, how to expand this vision that we have got. So one way of expanding the vision is to change the scales and to change how we look at the chart. Okay, so how we will do that? Before getting into the topic, I've just decided to put up a thought of the day. So, what is the thought of the day? It is simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication by Leonardo da Vinci. So, he says that simplicity is obviously very much, the basis of everything. So, it has also been captured in multiple philosophies where people say that first principles, you might have heard of the Stoics. So if you have not heard of it, it's a wonderful thing. Just go after the Google and just search first principles. Okay. So what to do uh, in order to understand something very, minutely, very diligently, in order to understand things intricately, how to break down things. Okay, apart from this person, there was another person called Rene Descartes. So he introduced his own method uh, of breaking down the data, of breaking down certain problems into very small problems, and then solving every single problem in order to completely get rid of the bigger problem. So we need to have simplicity in order to get a lot of sophistication. Okay, so that is our thought of the day. Let's move on. We have already covered in today's agenda live market discussion. We have covered recap of fundamental factors. We will begin from what is scale. Okay, scale everybody knows. Okay, nobody here would say that, sir, I don't know scale. Okay, what is scale? So we already know scale, but why is it important? That is way more important to answer than just getting to know what scale is, what it looks like. Okay. So why scale is important, that we will look in the next slide. Then I have completely jumped onto the different types of scale and what are its impact and what are its utility, that we will see in the coming time. Okay. So let's begin. Scale is nothing but this particular thing on the y-axis. So this one is x-axis, that is the time. The time is also called the independent variable. Okay, this is independent. Time will always flow. Okay, nobody can stop time. However, scale is dependent. Okay, it is dependent upon the mechanics of demand and supply. It is dependent upon buying and selling. It is dependent upon a lot of factors. We just saw a few factors uh, back some moments ago when we were covering. Okay, let me just. Okay, good. So yeah. So yeah. So this particular variable scale is a dependent variable because it depends upon a lot of factors, demand and supply, a lot of fundamental factors that we just saw, and a lot of other factors. But this particular line, the time is independent. It's called. Okay. The time is independent because it obviously flows, and nobody can stop the flow of time. Okay, but scale, we can have breaks, we can have continuity. Okay, in the price chart, look at this, how there has been a break here, and then there is a reversal, then again there is a continuation of the reversal, then there is a stoppage here, there is a break here, and then it moves up. So this is obviously dependent, but this dependent variable will show us a lot of factors, a lot of perspectives in order to look at this price chart. Okay, so this is obviously on the y-axis, and it is obviously most important. I would say most important apart from the price data, that is the OHLC data and the volume. After that, something that is worth looking at is the scale. Okay, so if you will see here, the candlesticks appears very very long and very shrink. Okay, it is shrunken completely because I have not magnified it properly. Apart from that, the scale is also accordingly set. So you can see 1812, 1808, 1808, 1804, 1800. So the basic movement is of $4. So currently this movement has been very very sharp, very very steep. So this is underutilized, as we will come to know. A lot of different types of scale are there for our perusal, for our analysis. So why it is underutilized, why it is important, we'll get to know. And many traders just look at the regular scale, not skill. Pardon this mistake. And that is the default mode. Obviously, this one you see here is a regular scale. Okay, but today we are going to explore all the different options available to us. That is obviously available in a lot of modern charting softwares like this one here. Apart from this, you may also find it on the MetaTrader. You'll also find it on other softwares as well. Okay, this is just a commodity that we are working on. Okay, there is no form of buying and selling that has been prescribed in this video. Okay, don't consider it. Uh, consider it accordingly. This is just for education purposes. That's it. So scale, let's move on. Why scale is important? Obviously, because many people think it is very simple, it is trivial almost, right? So why it is important? It is because it provides us a vision. It provides us a as a factor to look at the price chart. We will come to know. You will experience what I'm saying right now just when I start doing the charts. When I will jump on the charts, you will get to know everything. Okay. So, okay, yes. So where we okay, yeah, here. So why scale is important? Scale is very very important, and different types of scale are available, but we are used to looking at the regular scale only. Now this you see here are the options available to us. Okay, on Pro Trader platform. Okay, so this is Pro Trader, basically web terminal, if you can say. So there are multiple options available. These are the four types of scale that is available for our perusal. Okay, so the first one is regular. Obviously, multiple people use the regular scale. Okay, they don't even bother looking at percentage or index 200 or logarithmic, but they are also correct because regular is the most followed scale. It is the most visually appealing scale. It is the logically appealing scale as well. Okay, so it appears as if it is logical also. Okay, so we will see what are the different types of scale. The first one is regular scale. I will just stop sharing now. We'll move on to the chart. uh, Give me a moment. Okay, so we'll just see what are the different types of scale. This is the regular. This is the percent scale. I will show everything on the chart. Okay, so don't worry about it. These are the options. Okay, I've done something here, so buying and selling is appearing here. Okay, I'm quite intraday trader, I would say. Within a day, I've covered positions. But recently, only I would say I would share this with you guys. I bought one commodity, and the commodity that we just discussed, it went into a downfall, complete waterfall. Okay, i had I had long that particular commodity. Okay, and I had not put any target price, any stop loss because of some reasons which I thought was obvious. But yesterday only, I suppose somewhere around 3 o'clock, somewhere around 4 o'clock, I thought maybe it is a very, it doesn't make sense to me at that time, but I wanted to put up a target price there. So I put up a target price just before the all hell went loose. Okay, so that is one of the things that has that one belief that I have is that discipline is above everything else has been strengthened. And yesterday only I saw one example of how you can be disciplined. Because previously, before putting up a target price, I was not disciplined. Okay, I was believing in my instinct. I was somewhere, a bit overconfident and thinking that yes, the price would reverse, the price would continue, but it wasn't the case, right? Something happened, fundamental factor happened, and then uh, all hell went loose. But fortunately, my target price got hit. I covered in a very good position and probably saved a lot of trouble for myself. Okay, so always be disciplined, because if you are a retail trader, if you are a singular trader who doesn't have much funds to go around with, then the only thing that will help you in this market or any market in the world is to be disciplined. Okay, no matter how much profitable you are, no matter how much losses you incur, but still you need to be disciplined. Um, that is what came to my mind just yesterday. It happened, so it was really fresh in my memory. So this is the regular scale, the percent scale, index to 100. Okay, what is index to 100? We'll see shortly. And last one is log scale. Log scale, index to 100% and regular. So let us just stop for a moment, and we will move on to the charting now. Elbow cuff. I don't understand this particular comment. Elbow cuff. Is the audio proper? Just put up a thumbs up if the audio is proper. If not, then let me know in the chat box. Okay. 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 Thank you, Pradeep. We will move on now for some real live analysis on the charts. We saw this particular currency pair. Now, this has been outstanding. It just opened up on this particular point. It's so much, it makes so much sense. If you zoom in, you will look, it is just opened on the trend line. Then it has went up. Okay. So what we do here, multiple people say that trend lines, okay, it is a way of looking at things, but it is not that powerful of a tool. How do you explain this then? Okay. How do you explain this? Where the price opens at the trend line and moves up. You won't even see a lower wick here. No matter the fundamental news, okay, there was fundamental news. But why is this that this trend line is standing, it is holding very good on this chart? Okay. So this one is there, and the price may move up, come down tomorrow. Don't care about it, because the trend line has been supported at multiple touch points. Okay, multiple touch points. That is enough for us to get a confirmation. Okay, so whenever this comes down, there will be a possible movement upside. So that is our analysis on this particular thing. Now let us look at the scale options. Obviously, that's what we are here for. Okay, the first one is the regular scale, which is the default scale as you see here. Now for this is in decimal places. So let us move on to something that doesn't have decimal places. Okay, okay, this one looks like a complete, because this doesn't make sense. This looks as if somebody has some child has drawn this, but when you go on into the shorter time frame, it will make a lot more sense, as it does to me. And this has been the case. Almost the support has been perfectly well, 68, the perfect support, and it has moved up right now. And almost it looks like a W pattern. Okay, this was somewhere around the trend neckline, somewhere around this point, 1776. 1780 might be the resistance here, because it appears to be a fair value gap that we will understand in some other live stream. This appears to be a fair value gap, and that is a 1780 might be a good, reversal. No, not a reversal, but a resistance. Okay. So after it broke this point. There were multiple opportunities for us. Again, this one was quite obvious, moving all the way down. These movements, everything makes sense when you go down on the smaller time frames. Okay, look at this, how well this has performed. This has been not very well, I would say. I would assume that, but no matter what, it has worked well here. Okay, it has worked well here, and it has provided us the opportunity. Again, this level has been immaculate, going up in with three wave extensions. Okay, this is also called three wave extension. When you go deep into technical analysis, you will get to know all this. That is what I was looking at while we were looking at the Australian dollar USD chart. This three wave extension was not proper. Okay, so this is the movement that I'm talking about. Okay, this is the three wave extension. Okay, good. So this is what it is. Okay, now let's move on. Let's rub down everything. Don't copy these levels. Okay, these are completely education based, and if this would work in the future, that is not a guarantee. Okay, this is just for education purposes. So let's I've removed everything so that everything is clear and fresh. So we got this particular thing. Okay, so if you see here, the regular scale has got equidistant values. What is equidistant values? Okay, let's look at this. 1800, 1820, then 1840. Okay, 1780, 1760, 1740, 1720. So the equidistance, the distance between every price level that is being shown on the chart is 20, right? It's $20, right? So this is called a regular scale, which has got equidistant amount of counter currency number. Okay, counter currency here is USD, obviously, right? So this is the case here. Okay, this is 740 USD, 760 USD. Now currently it is trading at 780 USD. Okay, so this is regular scale. It is the default scale. It is outstanding scale. Okay, there is no problems in this scale. But if we need to change a perspective, if we need to change our perspective, we need to see something else, then we can look at this. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I don't know what it is for. I suppose the audio is working well. Okay, for that. Thank you. So yeah, I keep checking on these particular things because if my voice goes away and you guys are sitting there completely, dumbfounded, then I would be in trouble. I will have to explain the whole thing again, and it won't be a productive use of time, isn't it? So that is it. So getting back, okay, let's do this. Okay, now this one here is the regular scale. You got it, the equidistant levels. Okay. Now there are different options here. Okay, if I'm doing like this, okay, if I open a new chart, maybe it appears like this. Okay, when I click on this and reset price scale, it would reset based on a default value, right? So here the default value is $100. Look at this, $100, $100, 1800, 1900, 2000, 2100, right? 1700, 1600, like that. Okay, so this is reset price scale. If you go on to a smaller time frame and if you put this, it will reset your price range, $10. Okay, so reset price scale is also very good if you need to look at this different time frames, but you need a specific perspective only, right? When we were at daily, the reset has been done around at 100 or 40 on a bigger scale. We can change this by scrolling up and down. Okay, the price scale changes and the candlesticks formation also changes, the display completely changes. Okay, now what is auto? Okay, what is auto? So let us say that I have been doing something, and or I opened a chart right now and it opened like this. Okay, so there are three ways to completely sort this mess out. Okay, first method is auto here. Look at this toggle auto scale. If you click on auto, it will change itself. Okay, this is auto. Second type is this reset chart. This will show you a very simple view currently. Okay, what is happening currently. So it will bring you to the proper point. If you go back, click on this, it will bring you to the current point. Okay. Third one is this here, auto. Okay. Then there is an option of log price to bar ratio. Okay. Now what it does is, if I've kept this particular, I have kept this particular scenario. Okay. There is a ratio between the price. Okay. The price movement and the bar's distance. Okay, so if you say here there is this much movement and the size of the bar is this much. Okay, this much movement on the price scale and this much size of the bar. Okay, so if I lock this, then no matter what I do, the price scale would change, but the candlestick would remain locked. Okay, it would go up and down, it would change its position, it would change its distance, but the candlesticks would remain the same. Now, if I uncheck this thing, look at this. It is squeezing in, it is squeezing out. This is another option which you can work with. Scale price chart only. It is nothing but scaling the price chart accordingly. Okay. The next thing is invert scale. Look at this. The scale has been inverted. The upside has come down to the downside. So I suggest most of the times, if your trade is going in the wrong direction, you can use this option, invert scale, and feel happy for some time. Okay. So this is the scenario you can use. So if say you have taken a position of buying and your price is going completely down, you can invert scale and be happy for some time, but nothing would happen. It's just the exact inverse image of the price chart. Okay, no, just a joke. Okay, don't take it personally. We've all been there. Okay, so this was on regular chart. Everything I have shown is on the regular chart. Now moving on to our first chart, that is percent chart. Okay, now look at the price scale. Previously how was it, and now how is it looking? Okay, look at the 0% here, and now we are in the negative zone. There is a positive zone as well. Okay, now look at this. Okay, if we move, the zero also moves. Okay, the zero on this scale also moves. What if you need to push at a little position? Oh, sorry, wrong option. Now this has been the case. I don't know how to get back to the default view. I will select this option and it will bring me back to the default view. Okay, now another, yeah, this one auto is fits data to screen. Okay, this I have already showed you. The regular one is this, percent scale is this. Now look at the zero and how it is reacting. Okay, so say for example you have kept your zero somewhere at this point. Okay, and you need to get how much percentage of a movement has been in this particular commodity. So I will keep my zero at that point. Okay, and now I know that it is trading plus 2.4% from this point. Okay, or I can change this like this. It moves, it is a bit unpredictable, but this thing is locked. Okay, the scale is locked, so all you can do is to move this particular sideways. Okay, that can be the case of when you need to look at what percentage change has been there. Apart from that, percent scale is very much helpful if you are comparing different things. Okay, for example, there is a compare symbol option here. Okay, and if I want to compare it with let's say silver, what is the movement of silver? Okay, so it will appear like this. Both the things will appear in a percentage scale. Okay, this is the scenario. Okay, the movement has been almost equal, although the price of the silver is a bit lesser than the gold. Okay, but it is, the comparison can be done only in percentage. That is the utility of percentage scale. Okay, when you are comparing things, you cannot compare $1,000 thing to a $10 thing. Okay, you cannot compare a supercar to a very affordable sedan. Okay, what you need to do is to compare something that is a movement of it, or that is a performance of it, right? Okay, sure. So the percentage scale, yeah. So when you're comparing things, now if I want to completely compare things, so I will change it to a line graph. Okay, so what is the difference in the scenario here? So if you move it, it will move according to this particular price scale. You need to always look at the price scale. Okay, if I'm moving this, doesn't mean that it is moving at a random thing. It appears weird at first, but when you get used to it, okay, you know where the zero is and where to point out our levels. Then you may continue to use it. Okay, if you want to take it down, whatever it is you have to do, you can do this. Okay. Apart from that, you can also lock price to bar if you want to do that. If the price to bar has been locked, then both the things are completely different. Okay. One thing is $1,000, another thing is $22. Okay. This is what it looks like on a normal price chart. We can't do that, na? We can't do that. We can't compare these things, right? This is 1779. This is $22, right? Can we compare? Can we take out some assumptions from this particular chart? Absolutely not, right? So this is the scenario here. When we compare it using a percent scale, now it is better. Now we can see where the ups and downs are there. Okay, look at this. Okay, we can see where the ups and downs are. We can compare multiple symbols. Okay, if you want to compare oil, say for example, there will be oil also. Okay, now oil has been like this. Okay, percentage change, this is the rate of change. Okay, everything, so the rate of change in oil has been quite fast as compared to this one, these two. Okay, this doesn't mean that oil is more expensive than gold or silver. Okay, it means the percentage change has been faster. Okay, and it has been going up for quite a time, right? The main point is this 0%. You need to spot 0% in order to understand what these three line graphs are telling you. Okay. Once you spot the 0%, I have kept somewhere around the price level of gold. Then I can say that silver is underpriced as compared to gold, and this particular oil is also reaching its fair value as compared to gold. Okay, so this is the scenario. This is just a very simple nonsense scenario that I have built up here, so pardon me for that. But this is just an example. This is just a taste test of what percent scale is. Okay, you can compare different currencies using such a scale. Okay, so let's do that also. Okay, let's do that. So this is USDX. Okay. Now, not USDX. Let's do AUD, right? Multiple things here. This one is also here. Let's remove all the commodities. Let's do one with the currencies, right? So one is AUD, Euro USD. Okay. I'm really sorry. Let's add in this. Okay. Compare symbol that you need to click on, not on the symbol. Okay. So the second one is this one. Third one, if you would say, let's say GBP, yeah, you got all three. Now, what is the scenario based on the zero scale? Now, what I have done here is I've chosen the counter currency as the same US dollar, okay, and I've changed it completely. Now, which one is, uh, you know, uh, Australian dollar? Which one is this? Is based on the color, okay. So Euro USD is the blue line, GBP is the green line, and this odd USD is the a yellow line, right? So all three are increasing as compared to USD. And also the rate of change between all these three is variable. Okay, that is also the scenario. Also, we need to change the zero in order to look at this thing precisely. So zero, if we consider somewhere around the level of Australian dollar, then this is the scenario. Okay, this is a very good scale when we compare things. Okay, this looks like an upside, this looks like an upside, this also looks like an upside as compared to USD. Plus it has been the same denominator is used, plus the price scale is also percentage, right? So what you are seeing here is the comparative strength of different currencies, comparative strength. Okay, the GBP has got a very good upside after the worst downfall. Okay, that is what is suggested here. Again, Euro has had a very bad downfall, but it has recovered. Now Australian dollar has a downfall, has had a downfall which was bad, but it came late. Okay, it came late somewhere around in October, and then it went up. Okay, so this is the scenario. Let's move on to index 200. Now, why did I not change anything and just change it to index 200? Is because index 200 is the same thing as a percent scale. Okay, there's not much, difference, I would say, except the fact that it doesn't use percentages, it uses percentage points, right? So when you say percent, that means per 100, right? Per 100. So if I'm changing with 0% to 100, then I can also compare the same things based on a regular scale when it is indexed to 100. Okay, indexed to 100 means divided by 100. Okay, it has been it has been posted on a scale of 100, right? Okay, I suppose this is the scenario. So this is index to 100. It is almost the same as a percent scale, but it changes the perspective. Okay, so many people have been, I suppose, bored from this, but I've saved the best for the last. So whoever is listening to me right now shall wait for the best thing that is going to happen right now. Okay, so it is not over yet. Okay, so if we consider 0 100 level here, so 100 level above above this particular level are these two currencies, and this is moving on to this particular level. Okay, so this is the scenario between uh, percent scale, how to use it, to compare symbols, to compare currencies, to compare commodities. Always compare things that are, you know logically related or somewhat related. Okay, don't try to compare things which are completely unrelated. It doesn't make sense. Okay, there has to be some common denominator, okay, in these comparison studies. Okay, so this one is done. Let's now look at the thing that is most, uh, the best thing that you will take out from this particular session is the logarithmic scale. Okay, now those who have been waiting throughout the session, now they will appreciate the session, and they will love to see what logarithmic scale can do. Now, in order to show the complete power and the 100% power of a log scale, I would show you the cryptocurrency of BTC. Okay, this is something I have done previously. I have also taken certain positions. I'll just remove all these. Okay, now keep it regular. Look at this chart. This is a very long period chart. Okay, 5 year if I were completing, so it would turn into a weekly chart. Okay, this one. Yeah. Now look at this daily chart. Don't try to look very sharply in order to make some assumptions. Okay, just look at it. Just click a photo in your brain. Okay, click a photo in your brain. We need to see this part. We don't need the current prices now. Okay, okay. Look at this part. Okay, take a picture, good picture in your brain. What has happened? Okay, in the past. This is a regular scale. Okay, you notice the changes in the scale here. 10,000 is the movement, is the equidistant value. Okay, 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000. Okay, somewhere it reached the peak of 69 something. Okay, it was the golden era of Bitcoin, I suppose. So currently it is now trading at 16. So from 69 to 16, it has been quite a journey for this particular thing. I suppose everything is visible and everything is clear. Although this might appear as very small, very uh, shrunken, but bear with me. Now let us change it to logarithmic and reset this chart. Okay. Now notice the changes that were there. Okay. Notice the changes now. First of all, this particular candle, right? It went all the way down and then it went up. How was it looking? Now I will have to log this. This is on regular, right? How much movement has been in here? Somewhere around 2.41%, right? Open was 295. I don't know what candle is this. Somewhat of a news wala candle might be. Okay, I don't know why it's showing this way. Okay, no worries. So you have seen this picture, right? The double top you have seen, but I want you to see all these small changes, huh? How it changes. I will come back to this point. Say for example, from October 2020, from September 19 to October 2020, that we will check upon. Look at this, September 19 to October 2020. Now let's move on to a logarithmic scale. Now look at the changes. What has been made? Okay, September 19. Where is it? Here, September 19. Yes, this part to October 2020. This part. Can you notice some changes in that? The candlesticks have grown bigger. You can see the distances because the candlestick size, the width of the candlesticks is almost the same. It is shrunken completely. You can't see, can't make sense out of it. But what I want you to see is the candlestick's length has increased when compared to regular scale. Regular scale looks like this, small, right? This one looks like it has been given you know, a growth hormone somewhere around, right? So as to grow taller, like, and you will see that this movement has been shown as insignificant. Okay, these are the peaks that has been made, which you look at the regular scale, you find it completely fascinating. Okay, now look at this, what changes have been made. Okay, this one, these changes appear to be very much big, and these changes have been considered insignificant by a logarithmic scale, right? Now why is that? Come to this particular level. Okay, look at this, look at this wonderful log progression. It's called log progression. Okay, there is no equidistant value, there is a varying value between these two intervals. Okay, multiple intervals have varying values. Okay, now why is it varying? Let us see, right? Let us consider this particular scale where we can see stuff. Okay, the movement has been insignificant in the case of this one as compared to this one. The candlesticks appears very big in this case. Okay, now why is that? It is because of the calculation of the log scale. Okay, so you consider here 10 300, 11 900, 13 500, then somewhat something, then 18 500, 21 500, 24 500, 28 500. So there is a varying number of interval distance. Okay, this is what makes logarithmic scale different, unique, and it gives you a completely new perspective. It tells you on this chart that this scale, this movement is more significant, even though if you convert into a regular scale, this movement is shown as insignificant, and this movement is shown as highly significant. It is very strong movement upside. Okay, this is very strong movement upside. Now, why is this scale important? Why is it? Because it is showing completely opposite of what is happening. No, it is telling you an outstanding factor that is working in the markets, especially if you are a retail trader. Okay, so what it is showing is that, is this log? Yeah, this is log. Okay, what it is telling you is that the changes here were completely higher when compared to the changes here. Okay, it counts in the base effect. It shows you the base effect. Now, what is base effect? Let me just elaborate on this. I suppose our time is up, but I will continue to continue a little bit more because you need to understand this. Okay. Now I want to ask you, if there is a price change from $5 to $10, what would you consider it to be? Is it significant or is it insignificant when compared to $100 to $110 price change or $105 price change? Which one is more significant? What would you say? Just answer it in the chat box. Let's say this is A and this is B. Okay, answer in the chat box. Which one appears to be a more significant price change? Is it $5 to $10 or is it $100 to $105? Yes? Post A or B in the answer. Which one do you think is more significant? Is it $5 to $10, a $5 change? Both in the both the cases, the $5 is changing, right? There is a upside of $5. But which one is more significant? Which one is more important according to you? And that is why I taught you percent scale before teaching you, before showing you logarithmic scale. Okay. Can you say something about it? Just put it up in the chat box. I will be waiting. Don't worry about the time. Okay. We all are here. We have got nothing to do apart from this. Yes. So $5 to $10 difference is a $5 difference, but the base is $5 only. So if you buy something at $5 and that price of that particular thing goes to a $10, that means you have doubled your investment, right? That is a $100 increase, 200% increase in the price. Okay, it has been doubled. 100% it has been doubled. Okay, but when you talk about 100 to 105, although the interval remains the same, $5 difference, but B is insignificant, right? Because B ka change is only 5 percentage. It's a meager 5% change, right? So this is what logarithmic scale takes into account. It considers $5 to $10 difference more significant than a $100 to $105 difference. That is why log scale is very much loved by long-term players. Okay, those who play in the long term. Now, if you will see the same peaks here. Okay, this won't be visible when you are turning your price scale to a regular price scale. Okay, it moves up steeply. Although the if you move it into a regular scale, it looks, almost okay. This is the log scale. This one, it looks almost the same. Okay, it looks insignificant when compared to this particular level. Okay, but if you when compared to these levels, okay, these changes are insignificant as compared to these changes, right? But if it is logarithmic, it will give more importance to these changes than to these changes. Okay, because initially you would require so much of dollars. You would require 43,000, 42,000 somewhere around in 48,000 somewhere around in February 21 to buy one Bitcoin, right? And that is why the moment whenever you sell it about, say for example, for 56,000, say for example in March 2021, then the percent change is not much. But here, look at this. If you buy at somewhere around, let's take even lower number, 3,800, and you sold at 10,000, it is almost double or triple your investment number, right? So it tells you a long term perspective. It gives you a very long term perspective. It is an outstanding scale. Once you consider playing with it, once you consider looking at it, it gives you a completely different perspective. Okay, so these have been all the four skills that have been explained, their utility has been explained. So our time is also up. Thank you very much, Amon, for posting your answer, and thank you very much for joining in, guys. Take care and happy trading. Okay.